There once was a king who had 3 daughters, all lovely maidens but Psyche. The youngest excelled her sisters so greatly, she seemed as if a goddess, consorting with mere mortals. So many people noticed Psyche, that not another thought was given to Venus. Her temples became neglected, and her towns turned to ruins, all because of a mortal one day destined to die.
Venus turned to her son Cupid.
Make the hussy fall in love with the most despicable creature in the world.
And he would have if he had not been shown her picture.
Her father, disturbed, traveled to Apollo and asked his advice. Having already heard of this from Cupid, he explained,
So, Psyche must be put on a hill, dressed in mourning, and there she shall wait for her husband, a fearful winged serpent, to take her away to her planet.
They dressed the maiden and carried her to the hill. There was great sorrow, but Psyche kept her courage. Psyche sat waiting sadly. She fell asleep, and when she awoke, she was next to a bright river with a beautiful mansion at its bank. The house was completely silent except for distant voices.
The house is yours. We are your servants. Enter without fear. Refresh yourself.
Throughout the day of dining and relaxing, Psyche was alone. While going to sleep, she felt her husband beside her, as all her fears went away. The time passed by, but Psyche was mostly content. One night, her husband warned her of the danger from her sisters.
Do not go see your sisters. They are full of greed. They don't want anything but to separate us.
Psyche was disturbed with the fact that she would not be able to comfort them in weeping.
Do me one joy and let me see my sisters.
Do as you please, but you're seeking your own destruction.
They came the next morning, happy. After a long embrace, jealousy and envy took over the sisters.
So, who is your husband? He's a young man on a hunting horse.
After the meeting, the girls left, plotting their sister's ruin.
I will warn you once more.
I can't even see you.
The sisters returned after a few days.
You have no idea who your husband even is, do you? You have never even seen his face. He is no man. He is a serpent. And you need to do something about it. Tonight, get a lamp and a knife near your bed. When he is fast asleep, plunge it into his body after you've revealed the creature he really is.
Psyche was torn, but came to the decision she had to do it. When he lay sleeping, she lit the lamp and gazed at what lay in her bed. No monster was revealed, but a man. The knife fell from her hands, and some hot oil fell onto his shoulder, startling him awake.
Love cannot exist where there is no trust.
The god of love is my husband? I will spend the rest of my life searching for him.
Venus heard Cupid chose Psyche and left him alone in pain.
Psyche tried to get the gods on her side, but none would make Venus their enemy.
Psyche went straight to Venus and offered herself humbly.
Venus laughed aloud.
Are you seeking another husband? I will show you my goodwill and give you training.
She mixed a pile of different seeds.
Have me sorted by nightfall.
Venus was angry with the sight and gave Psyche some bread and left her planning her next task.
The next morning, she was to go down to the riverbank and fetch gold wool from the sheep. She wanted to drown herself until she heard a voice. You must not do it. The reed gave her instructions to wait till the sheep came out of the bushes and fetched the wool left behind.
Psyche did as told and brought back all the shining wool. Venus received it with an evil smile.
Someone did this for you, didn't they? I'll give you one more chance to prove yourself. Fill this flask with the water from the river
sticks. Psyche saw only a winged creature could reach the sticks, but a way out was always provided. An eagle seized the flask and fetched the water for Psyche, who happily returned it to Venus.
Venus kept on and gave Psyche a box to take to the underworld and put some of Persephone's beauty in it. She went looking for the roads to Hades and found a guide who told her the way.
She must first go through the hole in the earth, then down the river of death, then straight to the palace. She will give Cerberus a cake, and he will let her through.
All went well. Psyche returned quickly with the box. Psyche, tempted, decided to share some of the beauty with herself, being immediately put into a deep sleep. Cupid went looking for Psyche. He found her fast asleep and woke her with the prick of his arrow. Cupid wanted no more troubles and went straight to Jupiter. He called a full assembly of the gods and declared Cupid and Psyche formally married. He proposed immortality on the bride and brought her into the palace of the gods.
So all came to a most happy end. Love and the soul had sought, and after some trials found each other, and that union can never be broken.